Welcome to the Fashionable Life. I'm your host, Erin Noel, a creative director and fashion stylist based in Los Angeles. I help women look and feel their best through their choices in fashion and style. My mission for this podcast is to help you build a life that reflects your truest self in style and inspires you to live beautifully and authentically. We'll explore everything that contributes to a fashionable life, from style, interiors, beauty routines, wellness, and more. We'll delve both into inner and outer beauty because I believe that true fashion starts from within. I'll also be sharing an abundance of style tips and behind-the-scenes look at what it's like to run my business as a fashion stylist in LA. Join me as we uncover the secrets of living a life that is not only stylish, but also deeply fulfilling. Hello and welcome to the first episode of the Fashionable Life. I'm so excited to start this podcast. It's been something that's been suggested to me for a while now, and I always feel like there's so many podcasts out there. There's so many content creators. Why would anybody want to hear me? Well, there's only one me, and I know I have a lot to offer the world. So here I am, and I'm so excited to share with you just some of my thoughts and feelings around style and fashion and living fashionably and looking and feeling good in our clothes and just feeling good on the inside too, because I think it's so important to make sure that we're taking care of our mind, body, and spirit, and also our outer appearance. So I'm thrilled to be here and to talk to you. And for anyone listening, thank you so much for being here. It means the world. This week, we are going to discuss choosing what matters over what's trending. I feel like this is a discussion that we could do an entire podcast on. But every week, I'm also going to share a little bit about what I'm working on and the things that are going on in my business. And to start this episode, I thought it would be great to just kind of give you a little snapshot of my experience and how I even became a stylist in the first place. I'll do a whole episode on my career and my career story later on. But for anyone who's new, I've been in the fashion industry my entire career. My first word was shoe. If you've ever visited my website, that's in my bio. And I started styling in 2016. I started assisting a celebrity stylist and started my business in 2018 and worked with celebrities in advertising, editorial, and now I also work with private clients, mostly influencers, business women, and the everyday woman as well. And my services are available virtually and in person in Los Angeles. So if you're looking for a stylist, I would love to help you. You'll get to know me on this podcast. And if you aren't following me on Instagram, I'm pretty open there as well. So if you want to check out my stuff, I'll include my link to my website in the show notes and also all of my social following. And I'll be launching a YouTube channel soon too. So there's going to be a lot of content to check out and a lot of places to view what's going on in my world and how we can work together. Let's just kind of get into Your Style Unfiltered, which was the topic of my Substack this week. The way that I'm going to run this podcast is I'm going to kind of have my Substack, which has articles where I'm using my writer's voice, and then I'm going to kind of talk about these topics as well, a little bit more in depth, and how you can apply them to your life. And I think we're all feeling overwhelmed with Instagram and editorial websites and newsletters, and there's so many product suggesters out there. How do we buy skincare? How do we buy clothing? How do we pick out our fall shoes? How do we buy the right bag? There's always somebody telling us and offering a suggestion. And the best way to cut out that noise is to really know your own style, to have your own perspective on what it is that you want and need in your life for your wardrobe and your personal style. And that helps you kind of filter through everything that's being thrown at you. And I'm a constant consumer and I can spot trends. I can spot trending items just by how often they appear on fashion stylists and influencers and on red carpets. And I can see where the money is flowing from brands and where the gifting is getting sent out. And that's where the purchases come. And there's big money in that. And I applaud that. I have been on the receiving end of influencer gifting, and it has been a great joy to receive items from brands and fall in love with brands because of gifts. So it really is a good thing. But I think when we're all approaching it as a consumer, we have to be mindful of what it is that we're bringing into our homes and bringing into our lives. And do they really suit do they suit our personal style? Do they suit the things that we're searching for in terms of our day-to-day dressing and our day-to-day lives in our interiors and in our homes and in our kitchens, etc.? So how do we avoid ending up with a closet full of pieces in that we don't love in a world that's always showing us the next best thing. I believe shopping should be intentional. That's why most people hire me. I intentionally shop for them, for events, for their lifestyle, for any wardrobe need that they have. They can share what it is that's going on in their life, and I'm going to help them get to the best choice for them and their needs. And you can apply that too to your own life with purchases that truly align with your lifestyle and your goals. There's so many options out there. Shopping is definitely a privilege. We are privileged to have choices, and it is a blessing. And so that's something I like to remind us all as well, that the ability to shop and to buy things is such a privilege. And we are so lucky to be able to do that. The key to having a successful shopping trip and to building a wardrobe you love is to ask yourself these 3 questions. And this is what I go through in all of my sessions with my clients when we start working together. What do you need? What suits your lifestyle? And how can you resist the urge to buy something just because it's in front of you? So let's break down, what do you actually need? There's a real easy way to look at this. It's looking at your lifestyle, looking at your current wardrobe, looking at your calendar, and looking at what it is that you're actually wearing. So the first step is to look at the clothes that you actually wear on a day-to-day basis, on a weekly basis. Pull those items out, look at them. How would you like to ideally pull them together? Would you like to add accessories? Would you like to add more blazers? Or do you need to add sweaters? Or if you're wearing a lot of t-shirts, do you want to add in some blouses? How can you diversify the style that you already have in a way that suits your life? I know my temptations are to buy more cocktail dresses and earrings, and I don't necessarily need more of those, but what I actually need are really great tops. I am always in a shortage of tops, no matter what I do. It's just kind of the way my wardrobe tends to lean. So that's something that's always top of mind for me when I'm shopping. And by assessing your wardrobe every couple of months, it's a really great way to start building that list in your notes app of items that you may need to add to your wardrobe. The other thing is just kind of taking an inventory, pulling your drawers out, seeing what needs to be thrown out, what needs to be donated, what you aren't wearing, so that you can bring in pieces that you are. And once you have an inventory and a list of things that you want, maybe it's a Pinterest board or a shared photo album of options of things that you would like to add, you can kind of curate this list of your ideal style and wardrobe and really make smart decisions. I know for me that I love a matching lounge set. I love cashmere. I love pants with an elastic waistband. I'm often on Zoom calls. I'm also often sitting at my computer researching brands and shopping for my clients. So my lifestyle leans more casual. So I always have a list of things that are going to suit my lifestyle, but I can also take those amazing elastic pants and throw on a great top and a blazer and go to an event later. So how can I make the pieces that I'm purchasing work for the life that I have? And you can apply that as well. This is the approach I take with my clients one-on-one. I help them understand their own habits, their lifestyle needs, their preferences, and I help them build a wardrobe that's authentic rather than driven by outside influences. And that's the beauty of working with a stylist. Next up is, what's your lifestyle? There's always an ideal version of ourselves. My ideal version is Emily in Paris, and she has this wild and wonderful, fabulous wardrobe that is very eccentric and colorful and bold and bright. And I love it. And it's so fun to watch on screen. It's eye candy. And as a fashion girl, I just love watching it. But I'm not Emily in Paris. And the reality is, most of her looks don't fit my life, but there are some pieces that I see within her style that I really love. She wears a lot of polka dots. She wears a lot of prints. And in my nature, I tend to purchase a lot of neutrals, a lot of darks, a lot of creams, a lot of navies. And it inspires me and makes me think about ways that I can expand my style in simple ways that also suit the way that I dress and the way that I live. And you can do the same. So maybe there's an influencer or a celebrity that you follow and you really like their style, but maybe everything about that outfit doesn't work. But what is that one piece? Maybe it's a pair of earrings, maybe it's a shoe, maybe it's a blazer, or maybe it is the whole look that you can work within the wardrobe that you have. And that way you're making smart purchases. Some of the first questions I ask my clients are, I assess their lifestyle. How many days do you work from home? How many days do you go into the office? When you are working from home, do you take Zoom meetings? Do you need outfits for events? Are you building a personal brand? Do we need to build a specific wardrobe for your brand and for potential photo shoots? Are you attending black tie and cocktail events? Is that something that you want to purchase? Or should we source some rental options for you? Besides Rent the Runway, by the way, there are many options to rent really fabulous gowns. And that's the other beauty of working with a stylist. We have all these resources that we can point you to help you really create moments and special things out there without having to source something through Rent the Runway, which might not end up being exactly what you thought it would be. I love Rent the Runway, by the way. If you're playing with your style or if you're going through a weight transition, or if you are postpartum or just want to play, Rent the Runway and Nuuly are some of my favorites to recommend to clients. But it's not always, doesn't always fit the bill for a black tie or red carpet or black tie or cocktail event. I'm all for a fun purchase for sure. And I think that's the beauty of fashion, is that you can buy that wacky and wild and wonderful coat, but I just want to make sure that you wear it. So make sure when you're taking inventory and you're looking at that maybe silk organza sheer blouse, that you're actually going to wear that silk organza sheer blouse, and it's not going to sit in your closet because you don't have the right camisole and you don't have the right pant that you want to wear with it. And those are some other things that I work through with my clients. When you're buying that special piece, for instance, a sheer blouse, I want to make sure that you have the right camisole to go underneath, the right bodysuit underneath, the right pant, so that when you've bought that piece, you have the whole outfit to come together. And I think that's the missing piece with a lot of consumers. We end up with a lot of pieces, but we're not necessarily pulling together the full outfit. And that's something that I love to do with my clients. I have another article on my business website on the Style Journal called How to Edit Your Closet in Under 30 Minutes. I will link it in the show notes, and it's something that I definitely suggest that you do with your favorite beverage, a playlist on a Sunday evening. You can just quick edit your closet, and it's not a huge thing. It doesn't require you to pull everything out of your wardrobe. You can just kind of do a quick edit, and it's really helpful and helps you set you up for success for the week. And finally, how to recognize and resist the urge to buy what's right in front of you. I recently did a little Google search, and we encounter anywhere from 4,000 to 10,000 advertisements a day. I don't know how that comes into my brain, but somehow it does. And your brain, I don't even know if this includes influencer links, etc. And it's so easy with Apple Pay and Shop Pay and saved credit cards to add to cart and check out in under 30 seconds. Have you ever done like that buy now on Amazon? It's kind of scary how fast you can commit to a purchase. So some of the ways to cut out that noise is to stop the impulse purchasing with 3 simple tips. Screenshot the item, put it in your notes app, and write a note under and say, I'm excited about this because, or I think this would be great for so-and-so's wedding. Just make a little note and take a mental note or a physical note and sit on it for 24 hours a week and see if you still want to buy that thing. Chances are, if it's a great purchase for you, you're going to think about it a week later. And for me, I laugh about this because I talked about the Gucci loafers in 2016 for 2 full years before I actually bought them. And had I taken my own advice, I probably would have bought them sooner. And then when I actually did buy them, I bought 2 pairs and I love them and I wear them now to this day. And that's 6 years later. So when I talk about screenshotting and saving, it's really taking inventory of whether you really love something and want to add it, or if it's just getting, kind of that impulse shopping high at the time. The other thing I suggest is go to a store and try it on. If there's a local store that carries the items that you're looking for, go try it on. Try it on with an outfit that you think you're going to wear it with, and that's even better. And then you can just go and purchase it right in the store or take a picture and think about it to purchase later online. So that's one of the tips. And then finally, even if it's not on your list, it's good to check in with your list, because let's say you have a cape coat, which is something that's on my list for fall 2024, because I'm obsessed with the Chloe fall winter collection. But I see a really great scarf coat. Do I want to invest my money in the scarf coat, or do I want to buy the Chloe coat? Or do I have the funds and the weather to support buying both? The answer is no. I live in Southern California. I really don't need a coat at all except in January and February, or if I travel to New York. So buying a coat really isn't the wisest purchase for me, because there's other things that I can spend my money on. So for me, it's better for me to just choose that one piece that I'm going to buy. So that's really the benefit of having a list, is you can kind of check and balance and pros and cons things. And it's not to take the fun out of shopping, because shopping can be really fun. But it's to eliminate the wardrobe fatigue of what do I wear and having a closet full of clothes and not enough outfits. So those are my few tips with that. And then finally, at the end of the day, it's just about making choices that reflect your unique style and not the latest trends pushed by influencers or social media. And I want to quickly talk about the barn jacket because that jacket is everywhere on social. And the barn jacket's not for me. I'm not a hater of the barn jacket. It's just not for me. But I'm seeing it and the more I see it, the more intriguing it is. And the more ways I see it styled, the more times I want to buy it, even though I know it's not for me. So it's very important to have your own style identity and really truly knowing what's going to work for you and what's not, and remembering that there's other options out there to choose from, and you will still look elevated and cool. And this will help you cut through the online noise and focus on what truly matters to you. And the other thing about an investment piece like a coat is thinking about the cost per wear. How many times you can actually wear that barn coat? If you think you're going to wear that all through fall, please go ahead and buy it. I can't wait to see you in it. And I would love to help you find one that works for you, because there's so many great options. But if you're going to wear it one time for a photo, probably not a great choice. And by being intentional and tuning out the constant stream of what others say you should buy, you're going to build a closet full of pieces that feel authentic, work seamlessly with your lifestyle, and bring you joy every time you get dressed, which is why I love what I do. And so I just wanted to end with that fashion should be fun and personal and a celebration of who you are. And so when you make your choices, make sure that you're reflecting yourself in all of your choices. Until next time, see ya.